Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Annie Ama, and yes, it's a delight to be here again. So today's video is actually going to be very chill. I'm all chill vibe, and I really miss doing sit down videos, just sit down and chat with you guys. But then again, I have to now do a full blown editing. Even though I haven't really done the kind of editing I want to go for. And these days I'm just trying to maximize, making shorter videos. That was on demand actually, and also it makes it kind of easier for me to edit and still show up as often as I can. But yeah, I picked three very pivotal lessons. One of one of the lessons I learned was to learn to receive love. Like I'm literally used to being, that saying, the rock that waters but does not receive watering. Like I really saw love in a new dimension. I received one that I wasn't expecting to receive, like from people that I wasn't expect. I can't really explain what happened, but I just learned to receive love, allow people to take care of me. I literally was just lying down and people were just but then, it gave me a new perspective to actually, the neutralness of as you give, you also receive as well. And not just that, I also learned to love better. I used to think that I have a good grip on this love thing, but I saw love in a deeper dimension. I mean, just an example, my sister, my roommate, who was taking care of me when I was sick, I already know her engagement, how much her engagement is. But she took up her role and my role, and she was still taking care of me. That was just a high level of sacrifice. And just an example, there are many others like that. So it taught me a better way to love, like actually going all out, giving the sacrifice and all of that. And then the third lesson that I learned was actually to rely on others. Anyone knows me, I'm like Miss Self-Reliant, Miss Independent, and that kind of thing. But in that week, I actually learned to let people, do certain things for me and trust them to deliver. And I really learned that to rely on people. And I saw it play out in a very beneficial way to me. And I think it's actually a good experience. Yeah, it was actually a very, very good experience. So yeah, apart from the lessons I learned while I was sick, during the weeks that I wasn't able to, come on here for other challenges, I had a lot of things I wanted to talk about. And one of it was growth. At this point, I think I'm going to use my special book. But one of it was growth. And I just thought about it. And the idea is that we should take responsibility for our growth. One thing I wrote here was that we should not leave the responsibility of our growth to others. You should be conscious about it, like be very deliberate to ensure that you grow. Like you don't just leave and just expect that maybe after a certain period of time have become whatever you wanted to become. You actually have to put in the effort and be deliberate about what you want to grow in, how you want to grow, what you want to come out as in, a certain period of time. I've heard people say this thing about this is how I am or just leave me like that. Please don't settle with that. Don't let anybody deceive you. Even if you grew up in a certain kind of way, by the time you realize that this is not beneficial, why continue on the wrong path when you can actually take a right turn? Which this is the next point. Don't continue in the wrong thing, instead grow. Right. So you find out that you have a bad trait or you have something that is negative or that is not beneficial or going to lead you to where you want to go, and there's a better way to do it. Why remain on the wrong path? Just take the initiative and take the responsibility to learn the new ways to do it. This phrase of learning, be learning, unlearning, learn the new ways to do better, do it better, and take that path instead of remaining in the wrong. Look inwards when issues are raised. Don't always project it to others. It's very easy when people are saying, "Oh, I don't like what this person did." Yeah, that's what they do, or it's like that. Like you're quick to say or to judge when it's about other people. But even in those situations, or just generically when issues are raised, maybe not particularly, directed to anybody at all, I personally like to reflect on myself first before you project anything to anybody. Look inwards, like in those moments when you think about it, that okay, do I actually talk like this at some point? Do I actually act like this at some point? What's my mindset about this kind of thing? What's the state of my heart? We are humans, and the truth is, you can't really tell or put us in a box. Our minds, they do what they like at some point. But then that intentionality to check ourselves, to reflect on ourselves, helps us to move, because you begin to point out where your weaknesses are. and you are able to take correction as much as you want to point out other people's errors and correct them. Talking about spiritual aspect now, which I'm also going to link to general other aspects of life, because I mean it's the same all round. It's many of us, when we gave our lives to Christ or when we came to the faith, we the same way we were when we came to the faith. 10 years down the line, you still have the same level of knowledge. So this is just a call to seek a deeper knowledge, seek a deeper understanding. You can't say you came to the knowledge of Christ and 10 years after, you are still the same. One thing about the word of God is that it has the power to transform. The Bible will tell us to renew our minds. That is how we become transformed. So if after 10 years, there are still certain traits in you, there are still things in you that are not transforming because you have not given yourselves to the renewing of mind by the word of God. So even spiritually, you seek knowledge, seek understanding. That makes you better. That makes you grow. That's how you become. We behold, then we become. And this also plays across board. This same principle. It plays, financially. It plays academically. That's why you see when we grew up, like growing up, we went to nursery school. When you are done with that level, then you go to primary, then you go to secondary, then you go to university. Some people push you up to masters and PhD. In fact, we have people taking other courses, online courses, digital courses, and all of that. It is just in a quest to become better than you were yesterday. So it's that same principle that should be applied across board, whether it's financially. This year, your financial goal should be better than it was last year. Relationship goals, different aspects of your life. Just if you notice one part that needs an improvement, you make deliberate efforts to actually improve. I'm currently serving the National Youth Service Corps, and one of the things I was just reflecting on one of the days is the fact that, after here, we are going to like the outside world. Like I want to say the real world because that's how I put it in my head. But what I'm trying to say is, after here, you're literally going to the part of actual responsibility. I know many of us have picked up responsibility earlier in life, but then this is the actual thing now. You get to work with people, different people. You get to, marry into different family. There are different things. Like this stage of our life is like the final opportunity we have to actually will I say be allowed to make certain mistakes. So the point is just to maximize the time and the opportunity you now have to learn and correct your mistakes. Because by the time you leave here, nobody will have the time to come telling you the way you're talking is not actually good. You should talk this way. Or the way you're dressed is not actually good. You should dress this way. Or the way the way your perspective to life in this aspect is actually flawed. What about you see it from this way? People will just assume that you've made your decision to live a certain kind of way and they wouldn't even bother to correct you, if not for the mercy of God that will make someone to actually take interest. So at that point, what you're going to be doing to yourself is to be shutting the doors, because doors that should have been opened due to certain, characteristics that you have or virtues, they will just be shut because people just say, I don't want someone that talks this way. I don't want someone that dresses this way. I don't want someone that thinks this way. Meanwhile, you're probably not even aware that that's a flaw. That's a weakness. So that's why I say maximize this opportunity as much as possible. Be open to learning, open to, seeing things from different perspectives. If possible, ask questions. If you see people that you admire something about them, you should be able to walk up to them and, ask them questions about it, observe them and take off the lessons from whatever you see in their life and stuff like that. And a time is coming when no one will correct you or tolerate your errors. Rather, you just keep shutting doors before you. I hope that out of everything that I've said, you've picked a tangible lesson and you would ensure that you keep growing. The aim is that every single day we become better versions of ourselves as we press towards, the big dreams. Don't forget to watch my previous videos. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Drop a comment. I really want to know your thoughts on the things that I've talked about. And also share to your friends if it blessed. Till next time. See you in the next video. I tried, but it don't feel right.